Is the music playing twice? It shouldn't be. Also, I am here. Hello. Give me a minute. Ugh. Is the music playing twice? It shouldn't be. Also, I am here. Hello. Give me a minute. Well, that's about as good as I'm gonna get it, I guess. Sorry about that. I'm trying a lot of new stuff out, as you can see. I've been experimenting with my live streaming. Ben Parker, is that a song about me? That's supposed to be me. What comments have I missed? Why is there 20 people in here already? What are you guys doing? I was expecting like 4 or 5, that's about average for me. Should we turn this thing off? There we go. You can see what I've been working on. What am I forgetting? Music. Let's get some music up. This is kind of useful for me because I can test things. Like audio volume. If that's too quiet or too loud, tell me. There's 23 people. Where are you all coming from? Why are you here? Is my chat even working? Oh, you guys can't see it. Hang on. Oh, there you are. Move you up there. Is that a smart TV or a plasma? It's a PNG. Duh. As you can see, I've already started. And I was waiting for this to be set up. Alright, well, thanks for joining me. Don't expect anything too great. It's literally just me drawing and talking, so... I'm sorry. You have 3 options for ads for live streams. Many, medium, and conservative. I always hit the lowest option because I know how annoying ads are. If it still spams you with ads, I'm sorry. Which reminds me, I think on the 10th, or maybe the 15th of May, I forget what the date is. You guys might already know this, I don't know how common knowledge it is, but I got a notification saying that YouTube's going to change how ads work on videos. Because I have basic control over it, basically the same as live stream. I can control how frequent they are. But they said, in a notification for my dashboard, we're rolling in some new changes, so... The voice is killing me already. So, if you see enough recent ads for my stuff and other people's stuff, that'll be why. Hi, Runner Senpai. probably the difference is, between those and what I'm doing right now, is that those people you're watching are probably pretty good at what they do. I'm mediocre at best. We'll quickly find out. I'm going to turn down the music a little bit. Good enough. You use Brave, you never see ads? Really? I used to use Brave, and I don't know why I stopped using it. I'd be surprised if, I heard that Brave is still owned or connected to Google, is that true? I mean, not directly, but like they're a subsidiary. That's another thing you're going to learn about me if I do live streams more often. I'm actually very ignorant on a lot of things. Good evening, Pretzel. See, I'm going to be paying too much attention to chat to actually do any artwork. My problem is I'm just too rusty because I never really do it. Don't really do pixel art either anymore. The Discord server, if anyone's in that, the profile image for that, I made that. But I haven't made one for ages, so I'm probably rusty at that. Did I actually miss any questions on NIMH already? Let me check. Everyone's just saying hi and being nice. What about reviewing the Trainwreck NIMH sequel next? I figured I'd get that question eventually. I played it up for the camera. But yeah, probably. I'll do it at some point. Don't expect the same level of quality though. It's gonna be more of a meme video because that film is kind of a meme. And the editing will be oh crap. The editing won't be as polished, let's say, because they didn't put much effort into the film, why should I? So you want these to get smaller as they go up. It's not getting smaller now. Yeah, like that. There we go. Am I too quiet? Let me know if I'm too quiet. I'm always stressed out about that sort of thing, audio. I'm never satisfied with my audio quality. Yeah, welcome all. Thanks for joining. I reckon I might have a few of my own Discord friends in here. You know who you are. Watching me make a fool of myself, thinking I know what I'm doing. Brave runs off Google's API? Yeah, I thought so. Okay. So this is where my thought process kind of ended. I had an idea for the top here and the side. I don't know if I want the whole thing made of bones. If you can't guess already, this is going to be the new TV screen for videos. This is the current one, right? You might recognize. I thought it's a bit lazy just having a PNG. I literally just googled. I grabbed like the first one I found. I was like, I should probably have like my own personal one. That'd be nice. I thought about commissioning for artwork, but I thought, why not try it myself first? See if I still got it. But I'm out of ideas now. I'm not sure what to do for the rest. I'm not sure if I want the whole thing made of bones, or if I want like... You know what could look good? Because I've wrapped it around here anyway. I could have this be like grey stone, maybe. With like cracks and cobwebs. That could work. Did you draw your avatar? Yes. That was back when I could draw. Like, reasonably. Funny story about that, the PNG for the avatar is like slightly transparent. Because I didn't have a background color when I made it as a PNG. So if you look really carefully, you can't tell if it's on like a black background. But during those like bits where you've got like movie footage in the background and I've got like that border filter. If you look really hard, you can tell. It's mostly the flames. And you can tell like there's some sketch lines left over when I just was too lazy to get rid of them. Recently watched a Disney movie tier list and was wondering, do you think every movie story needs to have well-characterized characters? Needs? Does it need well-characterized characters? Does food need to taste great? I'm not sure how to answer that. Would it be nice if broccoli tasted like as good as fried chicken? Yeah. That'd be nice. Kind of depends what you mean by need. It would be better, every film would be better off with well-characterized characters. Have I ever played Dragon Slayer? I've watched the cutscenes often. They're great. I would not play it. I'm quite happy just watching it. For the artwork and nothing else. Alright, let's go on with this. Let's just do the spine for now. And we'll see if the inspiration hits me. It's not an accurate spine, but it doesn't have to be. It's a cartoon spine. Spines are hard to draw anyway. I'm gonna do my best to actually do this and chat at the same time. This is like my first real live stream if you don't include like my dumb little gaming videos. I put no effort into making a good stream. You know what, I'm gonna make these a little bit smaller. Because as it's wrapping around, it's like turning, so like it turns inwards towards the screen. And then how would it work on this side? It would flip over, I think, on this side. Because it's like, it's snaking around. I reckon. So like, maybe nothing here, but then a little one here, then big one here. Maybe not that big. And then And then we're turning. It's almost like we're doing an animation. Does that work? I'm not sure if you can see my cursor or not. Yeah, you can. Alright. And now we're like flipping back onto itself. And then it's disappeared there. That's alright, I think. We're filling in this later. Unless I get bored and we do something else. I don't know. I don't really have a plan. Love your work, thank you. What art software do I use? This is Paint Tool Sci. It's kind of crap, but I'm too used to using it, so I don't want to move on to like Photoshop. It's not crap, but it doesn't have all the bells and whistles that like Photoshop has. Have I seen new episodes of Andor? I was one of those people that didn't want to give anything Star Wars a chance anymore after the trilogy. The new one. So I never started the first season. Would I try it at this point? If I get credible, like, trusted sources saying Season 2's good, like Season 1 was, I might give it a go. I might watch it. I basically gave up on Star Wars, like, anything new. I'm quite happy just watching the old stuff. I guess you'd call me a Star Wars fan, but I'm not really sure what that means anymore. Any thoughts for the next projects? Robin Hood, Sword in the Stone, do you mean the next Disney project or the next video? And I'm not sure what I want to tell you, because I usually don't tell anyone. I like it being a surprise. But maybe I'll tell you guys because you actually turned up. Tempt me, make me an offer. What would you do if I told you? Don't answer that. I have a bunch of ideas for what I'm doing in general. The next appreciation video is going to be a bit different because I want to compare something new to something old. And I might have to mute my mic here in a minute because there's some stuff going on outside. Kind of bad timing. It's like 10 o'clock at night here, so I don't know who that is. It sounds like a neighbor. What was I saying? Yeah, so future stuff. I want to compare something. Don't want to spoil it. There's a remake that I want to compare, a specific remake that I want to compare to a older version. And that's, I think, all I'll say for now. Honest thoughts about the Black Cauldron. I don't think everyone hates it. I think it's overblown how much people hate it. I think that stigma comes from people from the 80s, that culture, that stigma back then. from like the oh, excuse me, from the kind of like, what do I want to say, the first responders, like the audience back then hated it, and I think that's just lingered as like a reputation. That's the word. But what do I think of it? I like it. I actually quite like it a lot. Not all the effects work. They kind of clash. Like they're using some like mild digital effects. Like it's not a green screen, but like they had like basically a green screen for like certain scenes. That looks a bit weird, but the 2D artwork, most of it, is pretty good. Clearly they put a lot of effort into it, and it's kind of sad it didn't get the chance to make any money. I don't think it's a great like piece of writing, but it's okay. I like Gurgi. I'm a Gurgi stan. I second a Robin Hood video. A Robin Hood video could be maybe 20 to 30 minutes, I reckon I could do that in. So it's not a bad idea. I don't think there's as much to talk about as like a project with NIMH. Not nearly the same level of subject matter. I'll take it under consideration. Increment, you're welcome. I probably missed a load of messages. I'm going really slowly. But I want to see what you guys are saying. Does Meet the Robinsons count as a good Disney film? Kind of like the Black Cauldron, it's okay. It's a bit more ambitious though. Time travel films are ambitious in general. But you have to be careful when it comes to time travel. Because your plot can very easily not make any sense, and that's kind of important. Not as important as characters, and I think the characters in Meet the Robinsons are pretty good. They hold up. Alright, let's actually get started on these spine bits. They're kind of a tricky shape, and they're also turning at the same time, so this might look crap. But we'll see. Yeah, it's already going wrong here. Look at that. We wanted to do this. So that needs to be lower. Do all stories need to be complex? I think there's room for all types of stories. I think, yeah. Should we have simple stories towards complex ones? Obviously, yeah. I mean, that's why we enjoy different flavors. But I guess complexity, if you do it well, or make something better written overall, if that makes sense. If you do it right, if you do it well. Just being complex, but also being like lazy and crap. In terms of like plot and characters and like even theme. You don't get brownie points for being complex and doing it badly. But no, not everything needs to be complex. A lot of movies I like are not complex. Okay, I think we can curve a little bit here. If you guys get bored of me doing this, we can do something else. I don't know what exactly, but we can do something else. If anything, I might just play some Mordhau. What I've been playing recently. I reckon a lot of people would tune out for that. Well, I managed to keep 20 of you guys around. That's something. You haven't just come in to say hi. Snow White? Yeah, Snow White. I was going to do a Snow White video, fun fact. I just ran out of time because the NIMH debacle took up, like, weeks. I was like, I reckon I can get a small video out appreciating, like, the old one. And I still might. It's just, the plan was to do it when it was still, like, relevant. And I think everyone's kind of, like, moved on now. No mean. Know what I mean? Do you know what I am saying? Losing the plot here a little bit. Okay, yeah. I'm not even following my own design anymore. It's supposed to have like a little lip there. It's gonna get difficult when this gets smaller. They're gonna have to change shape a little bit, I reckon. A Disney remake appreciation video, are there any worth appreciating? I haven't actually watched them all. In fact, I've watched probably less than half at this point. And some of them I don't even make it to the end, I stop. The only... The only one I hear good things about is the one that came like way before the craze started. I think it was Cinderella. And that one I keep hearing like decent-ish things about. People seem to like the Jungle Book remake, and that was kind of also like early. That one seemed to have at least I definitely watched it. I don't remember much about it. I think it was on in the background. They at least attempted to make it different, so I'll give it points for that, I guess. But the Snow White remake tried to make things different as well, and look how that ended up. Black Cauldron's story is very rushed and extremely underbaked. Rushed? Maybe rushed, yeah. I think it has a bit of a pacing issue. It's not fresh in my mind right now. I haven't seen it for a while. There's some character stuff that's rushed, like Taran's development is basically relegated to like one scene. Sort of. He's an asshole, and then he has like one scene with, what's her name, Ionwi? And then he stops being an asshole. It's not like a curve, right? It's like a point A, then snap to point B. Compare that to Mrs. Frisbee in the one I just made. Her arc is more of a curve. She goes from doing exactly what people tell her to doing things herself, and that includes decisions. That was the whole point of the boat scene. Does that look right? I should probably just let chat go naturally instead of scrolling down like this. I hate missing comments. The Horned King needed more screen time? Yes, correct. It should have just been about him. Beginning to end, how long does it typically take to record and edit a video? It depends on the video. The Secret of NIMH's scripts changed a lot as I was doing it, which is why, one of the reasons why it took so long. I had a lot more like fun facts I threw in, because there are a lot of fun facts, like the weird editing problem, not editing, the audio problem they had with I think it was actually a copyrights issue, funny enough, where they couldn't use Mrs. Frisbee's name from the book. They had to change it to Brisbee because the people that own Frisbees, the flying disc thing, were annoyed. They tried to copyright claim it, and I guess they won, which is really dumb. So they had to change it to Brisbee, but they did that halfway making the film. Actually, I think more than halfway. It was pretty late in the game. So they had to redub a lot of lines. And you can tell every time someone says Brisbee, there's a good chance you'll hear like a slight clip in the audio. Where they remove the fr and added a br. The Great Owl is a good one for that, pointing them out. You can, if you listen really carefully, you can hear it. Okay, I think we're just gonna do like musical note shapes here from now on. These little nubs. In fact, that one's not even gonna have a nub, it's just gonna be a tip. Just a tip. But to answer your question, yeah, how long does it take? It takes a while. I don't want my videos to be bogged down with like fun facts. So I removed a lot of that from the script in the end. I don't like how this looks. I don't want it to be too like visually noisy. I think simple and clean is kind of the way that you're making me feel. I think, yeah, simple and clean is how I want it to be. When you Classic romance. I know what you mean, actually, yeah. They don't seem to want to do that anymore, do they? Thanks for checking in, Amaris. If you're still there, you're probably not there. I thought of giving web series a shot. Is that a show? Or should I start my own web series? I'm not sure what I'd do. Funny you should mention that though. It's not a web series, but it's kind of similar. There is something else I'm working on as a side project. That, if you look at the timeline of stuff that I've made, you might be able to figure it out. It's kind of experimental, and I don't expect it to lead anywhere really, but I will try it, and we'll see if people like it. If not, no foul, no harm. I'll probably lose some subscribers, because every time I try something new, that happens. That's not a dig at you guys, by the way, it's natural, I think. If a cooking channel starts gaming, I don't think that cooking channel is going to keep a lot of its fan base. So it kind of just like makes sense, right? Pete's Dragon? I haven't seen that one for ages. I remember that one just being kind of strange. Wasn't there a segment in that film where they're in the forest, like his crazy family, and it just lasts ages for some reason? And they're like singing or something? I don't remember. That film might be a fever dream. What do you think about Snow White remake not doing well and putting a stop to other Disney live-action remakes like Tangled? I'll believe it when I see it. Yes, it was a huge loss for them, and it was really embarrassing. But I'm sure they've already got like 3 or 4 like in the works already, and once something is started, you can't really stop it. Otherwise you lose a lot of money making something halfway and then stopping without making any profit. Live action Alice in Wonderland, I forgot about that film. That's another thing I don't really remember much. Didn't they make 2? I think I watched the first one. I ought to review some silly symphonies. What would I say? I'd probably just say I like it over and over again. They're kind of just like entertainment. There's not much to chew on, like character-wise or plot-wise. Maybe I'm wrong. It's been a while since I've seen those shorts. Maybe there's actually like a story there. It's kind of like Fantasia. It's like I could appreciate it for its animation, I guess. I could point out some like things they did to make things look the way they do. But mostly Fantasia and Silly Symphonies is about the music, if I remember right. And I'm not a music guy. So I feel like I'm out of my depth. The problem with the Black Cauldron is that it's technically based on 3 books smushed together with tons and tons of content. That's right, I don't think the first book was even called The Black Cauldron, was it? It was called something else. Think you'll do more deep dives into other Don Bluth films? Yeah. Almost certainly. There's one I really want to do, but it just probably won't be the next one I make. Yeah, I'll probably get to all of them eventually if I do this long enough. And I start producing, like, more often. Yeah, I think Brisby's its better sounding name as well. I had a really dumb joke in the original version of the video. I was like, it's basically free advertising if you call her Frisbee. Every time you hear her name, you think of a Frisbee. And I had like an animation of a JPEG with Mrs. Frisbee's face on a Frisbee PNG. And I'd spin it and I'd throw it away. I was like, that's such a... It's so much work, so much animated work for me. For a dumb joke that isn't even funny. I just cut it. It's like so... I know all my jokes are dumb, but that one was bad. Alright. Do we want to do anything at the top here? I don't know. Like I said, I kind of don't want it to be too crazy. Let's see it without the... How does it look when I do this? This is why there's a line in the middle. Oh crap, look at that. That's actually quite scary. There we go. You can see I did like a first test. I didn't like it. This is kind of a lot of the process, really, when you're making stuff. You just stare at it. You stare at it and you judge it. What's been your favorite movie from this year so far? I haven't seen anything new, really. Not movies, I guess, but I've just started watching Alice in Borderland. I'm quite liking that. That's not this year though. I think season 3 is coming out in September. I've just started, I finished season 1, I'm starting season 2. Yeah, I don't watch new stuff as they come out much anymore. Kind of everything like I used to care about is just like gone to the dogs. What incentive is there to do that? Unless I'm making a video about it. That's kind of like the cold, harsh truth. Oh, reviewing web series. What counts as a web series? Like, Has Been Hotel? I haven't watched that, by the way, but you mean that, right? What have I watched? Maybe I have. Nothing comes to mind. I don't know. Possibly. I kind of wanna... I had an idea. Did you guys know of Film Cow? I kind of want to do. If you don't, he's been around for ages. He does animation shorts. I think the series he made was called Shadowstone Park. That had a very interesting premise. It's like a slow burn mystery. I guess you call that a web series, technically. It's on YouTube for free. And it had a huge hiatus, but then he came back and he finished it. And it was pretty worth it. It was actually quite satisfying, the conclusion. And it had like room for a continuation. I kind of felt like maybe doing a video on that. Now the Drain Your Dragon remake. I think it's gonna be a cash grab. Well, it is a cash grab. Let's get that clear. That just reminds me of that stupid interview I saw a clip of where they're talking about, like, finally, now that it's in live action, we can do things that we couldn't do before. I heard that, and it made me annoyed, because I'm like, that literally makes no sense. It's actually the opposite. You can do more with animation. With animation, you can. Harry Partridge said that. And I think he knows what he's talking about, maybe. Depending on what they do, I might make a short video bashing on that remake. I'll probably watch it. I'm watching Lilo and Stitch when it comes out. For the same reason. I really like the original. Snow White, I just didn't care enough. I didn't bother. You're one of my favourite creators on the internet. Thank you for such well thought out video essays. Thanks for watching. Considering I've made like 2.5 videos that I'm actually proud of. I guess that means quite a lot. The half is the Fox and the Hound. I know that's my most popular one by far, but I'm not happy with that. How that turned out in the end. Looking back on it. That was rough. That was a rough edit. The Rescuers isn't that much better, but... yeah. Anyway, thanks for that. You think Rockadoodle is awesome? I don't remember what happens in that film. I remember the beginning. Because it's really funny. How badly that kid can't act. Not all of Don's works are bangers, unfortunately. Thanks for the dono. Saw you just going, I just saw that. If you're still in chat. The Land Before Time. It could be actually the best film he's made. I think there's more going on character-wise in NIMH. That's really good. And well written. But NIMH has its problems as well that bogs it down. Whereas The Land Before Time, I'm pretty sure that film is clean. I don't think it has any like plot or character issues at all. And all the supplementary stuff like the visuals and music is stellar. Am I actually going to do something, or am I just keep zooming in and out like that? I might need some ideas. I'm not sure how to continue. I don't want to, like... I thought about just, like, having, like, a bone here. I just took, like, a big bone. It looks silly. It looks silly. It looks like something out of Flintstones. Oh, you know what I could do? And it will keep it simple. We don't need this right now. We can do... We don't have to go all the way from left to right. We can do something in the middle that might look nice. Just have a thought. How about instead of just like a big femur, whatever that bone shape is, what if we did like I need some reference image. Let me look. This is what a lot of my artwork time is dedicated towards, just looking at bone shapes. You learn a lot about the human anatomy when your avatar is a bone man. Okay. Inspiration. You gain inspiration. Alright, this is what we can do. We can have like a... This will have to be mirrored. Is Pokemon music playing? I haven't been paying attention. Alright, so kind of like it kind of curves down and then upwards. So let's do that. I'll fix my chat as well. There we go. More Don Bluth reviews as well as Titan AE. Kind of what I want to do is mix it around a little bit. So the reason I didn't do a Disney film this time around was because the last two were. And I didn't want to be typecasted into being a Disney channel. If you get, like... This is my thought process, right? As I gain more subs for doing Disney content, chances are a lot of those subs are there because of the Disney content. Which is fine. But like, I want to be an animation channel, not a Disney channel. So I feel like... Because I'm kind of still... I feel like I'm still early in my my YouTube path. I mean, 2 years. That's kind of a long time, but... it feels like I'm still budding. I don't want to call it a career yet, because it's technically not. But it is a path. Nope. So I feel like I should mix it around a little bit. Get like a good collection of people that enjoy all sorts of things so I can do whatever I want. And not be stuck with Disney stuff, because I will probably get tired of that eventually. Don't put random depressing imagery in your next video. Well, if the film has depressing content in it, I'm going to talk about it. And that's kind of the reason why the Secret of NIMH video took so long. It's because it's talking about a lot of stuff. You take one look at that lab scene, and it's speaking. It's. I need an analogy. Visuals speak louder than words. I don't know, that's a metaphor, not an analogy. But I think you maybe know what I'm talking about. I don't like how that looks. It's supposed to be a collarbone. But I don't like where it is. He's biting down on it. Let's do this again. I mean, at the end of the day, not everything I do is going to be like bleak and depressing. That's not like the focus of the channel. But the focus of the channel is whatever I want to do. That's why it's just called Key the Lich instead of Key Reviews, or... You know what I mean? I'm not sure if I'm making sense. I don't think you can tell that's a collarbone, though. Actually, you know what? I just realized. If you ignore the hands, it looks like he has a tiny body, and he's just, like, shrugging. I don't know. I don't know, Key. You talk about a lot of depressing stuff. I don't know. You seem to do it a lot. Someone working on it said that the original movie was a tech demo for the Soulless remake. Was that from the same interview about the How to Train Your Dragon teaser? I believe it. In a video about, like, those comments about deforestation were unneeded in a video about lighthearted subject matter. But that's kind of what it's all alluding to. The rats are making the same mistakes that humans are making. That's what the film is getting across. And say what you will about deforestation, but it's not... I think most people would consider that a flaw of humanity, a mistake. I mean, over deforestation. I don't think cutting down trees is bad. I think doing something too much is bad, to the point where it starts to cause problems. And the point I was making about the film's point that it's making, is that most of the rats, like Nicodemus, know this. They're aware of it, and they're aware that they're going down the same path that humans are going down. Whether or not I actually did a good job of explaining that, feel free to criticize that, by all means. There's things I would change about my script even now. Fox and the Hound is still an amazing video. I keep rewatching it to this day. It sucks. Well, it could be better. The editing sucks. I didn't know what I was doing at the time. How did you come up with the skeleton persona? There's a story behind that. If you look at my channel, you will notice the first two videos have nothing to do with animation at all. They're D&D tutorials, basically. Because the channel was going to be a D&D channel. It was going to be about Dungeons and Dragons. It was going to be about me talking about it and making recording sessions of me playing the game with friends and being a DM and all that. That was the plan. I gave up because those videos didn't do very well, and I got really disappointed. And when I get disappointed in myself, I tend to stop what I'm doing. And I just had the idea to talk about the Fox and the Hound instead. That was kind of like on spur of the moment. I just noticed that there weren't any reviews on the Fox and the Hounds, because I went looking for them after watching it one day, and I was like, wow, basically no one's talked about this film. That's a shame. Someone should. I guess I'll do it. I've started editing my own stuff anyway, I might as well give it a go. And I guess it turned out well. Watership Down with For Your Grounded Style. Now that's a depressing film. That is a hard watch. So yeah, I'll probably do it one day. I think one problem that is really overlooked is comic relief characters. It really feels like it's impossible to get a family story without them. Yeah. Kinda. It's kind of the same, connected to the same problem. Where it's like, if you got difficult subject matter, and you're trying to translate that into a piece of media that can be consumed for all ages, there are a lot of tools to your disposal to make that consumable. One of them is comic relief characters, and they're kind of easy. It's just have a really funny character for a bit to lighten the mood again. But if they fit the story, and they don't just like grind the story to a halt because they're doing their shenanigans for a bit to jangle keys, that's when it kind of gets bad. That's when you get like your Jar Jar Binks. Actually, no, that's a bad example, because he actually is important to the story. They make him a general. And stuff actually happens because he's there. So, you know what, I take that back. There are probably better examples I could use. Will I be making any more Disney movie videos? Yes. Will I ever do a video on the Iron Giant? Yeah. I actually just bought the DVD, a couple days ago. Because I realized I didn't have it. But, yeah, I don't know when, but I'll do it. That's a good piece of work. You think you'll do a video on the Fox and Hound 2 and the decomplexities in that? You know what? I don't think I've actually seen it. Because it looked really silly. Are you being sarcastic? Are you memeing with me? Decomplexities. Are you being a sausage? I don't know, maybe. I might do like a series where, if someone wants to do it with me, like maybe another YouTuber, I'll sit down and watch like all those Disney sequels. Not remakes, the straight to DVD sequels. And maybe we could do like a watch together where we watch the original first and then watch the sequel to see how big the drop in quality is. Because a lot of them, like the Lady and the Tramp, that had a sequel where it's basically just like character from old film has a kid who is the same as character from old film except in reverse. Like the Little Mermaid. Gober is good comic relief. Wait, is it pronounced Gober or Gobber? I forget. Yeah. Is he comic relief? Yeah, I'd say he is. Most of his dialogue is cracking jokes. The Fox and Hound is one of those movies that take place right in the middle of the original and it completely ruins the characterization and relationships from it. Right. Don't they join a band or something? And that's the story? Bit of a strange decision. Let's see if I remember how to do this. So remember when I said paint tool size crap? There's no line tool. We're just gonna do this. Okay, you were making a meme. I thought so. I was like, don't they just like screw around? Maybe I have seen it. Because I remember bits. You know, I probably just watched a review from someone. That's how I know. I think I'll just do the sketch of this today and then I'll fill it in another day. Because I don't know about you, but I definitely cannot pay attention to two things at once. Patch's London Adventure was good. I remember liking that fine. The animation for some of them were actually pretty good, surprisingly. I mentioned Lilo and Stitch earlier. I mean, that had a bunch of spin-offs, but it technically had a direct sequel. The story wasn't nearly as good, but the animation was basically the same. Almost the same. Which is kind of surprising because usually they're made to be really cheap. I don't think... I thought about maybe keeping the stream PNG as is and then just adding this stuff to it, but I don't think that would look very good. I think that they would clash too much. So I suppose I could change the shape if I wanted to. What would look kind of like sleek and nice and not too tacky? Spiderwebs could... they're kind of... This is meant to be a transparent PNG. And spiderwebs might not translate very well. Because, like, if I did say, like, one like that. Like a little goober here. You're probably not going to see that. And I'd have to fill it in somehow, and that might still not look great. Because these parts will be filled in like solid color. So that you can clearly see movie footage and bone. And there's no like crappy in between. But this is too thin. Cinderella 2. I don't remember Cinderella 2. In fact, I might not have even seen it, but Cinderella 3 I have seen, and I quite like that one. Someone was having fun with that film. Someone was behind the writing of it, and they had a good sense of humor. I'm surprised how many people are still here. I don't know what you guys are doing. You probably have me on another monitor. Or another tab. I appreciate that. My wife and I watched The Hunchback of Notre Dame 2 out of morbid curiosity. It was like a car wreck. Was it that bad? I don't remember. That's another one where I'm like, I've definitely seen it, and it kind of just like dribbled out of my brain. So it probably wasn't very good. I guess they felt bad that he didn't get a girlfriend at the first film. They gave him one in the second. Not very necessary, but alright. Hello, Jay. Would you ever consider reading the original Fox and the Hound novel? Do you mean just reading it for myself, or reading it for you guys as a video? Like story time with Key. That could be some filler content. My voice is really dry right now. So I don't probably sound my best. But I would like to do more voice acting. That's something I have an interest in. But easier said than done to get started. Otherwise I would have done it by now. But that was an idea I had at one point. Was maybe do some like voice clips. I'm pretty sure you meant just, am I going to read the book myself? Maybe. I didn't actually read the whole book of Mrs. Frisbee and the Rats of NIMH. I chose the... I had like a chapter guide, and I was like, I want to see specific chapters and read them. It's not actually a very long book. I did skim through the rest. Just because I wanted some extra context. Uh-oh. My stream down? Oh no. Something went wrong. Oh no. OBS says I'm streaming, but I don't think I am. Uh-oh. It says 22 is still watching. Someone type something in chat. Oh crap. Why? MGM, leave me alone. They've come for me. Oh no, you guys are still here. What? Alright, it's just my end then. Okay. I guess I'll keep on going. So I had that on the... I'm in the stream myself as like a user. And I have it on another tab just to see it from there as well. And I just went... It had the... Oh snap, something went wrong. But OBS is still running, so I guess I'll just continue. I'll just ignore it. I didn't lose the comments at least, so... Fun fact, something I learned recently. It's kind of conspiracy theory-ish. But I noticed it happening to me, and just recently I've heard about some bigger YouTubers where if you live stream a lot on YouTube, I don't know what affects it exactly, but you lose subscribers when that happens. Now you hear that and you're like, well, I guess what could be happening is just that people see you don't upload for a long time, and then they see you streaming, and they come to the conclusion like, oh, I guess that's what he does now, I'll unsubscribe because I liked his videos, not his streams. That's what I thought as well. I was like, I guess that makes sense. And when I say lose subscribers, I mean like a few, like single digits, you know? But I do pay attention to that stuff every now and again. But no, it might actually just be a live streaming thing. If I guess if you're not a live streaming channel, but you do it every now and again, YouTube punishes you for it for some reason. It's just weird. It's like ghost unsubscribing, but it's very conspiracy theory, and I've got no real evidence to back that up. But like, I heard a bigger YouTuber, I won't say the name, but his channel was like frozen, like in growth wise, and he uploads a lot. And he stopped live streaming, and he did it on another channel instead, on that one that was dedicated to live streaming, and I guess the problem stopped. It's very strange. YouTube is a strange place. The Iron Man book. I read a Iron Man book. I'm guessing it's the original when I was a kid. It's very strange. I think like a giant space dragon was going to eat the Earth, but then the Iron Giant challenged him to a challenge. And it was like, whoever can sustain the most heat is the winner. And like the big space dragon, I don't remember what it was. I think it was a space dragon. Was very prideful, and they were like, okay, bet I can do that. It's like the Iron Giant sits in a giant furnace for a few minutes, and he starts melting. And the dragon, when it's his turn, he flies off to the sun and sits on that. And he's massive, so he can do it. But they keep taking turns and seeing who can last the longest. And eventually the dragon doesn't come back. So it's like, I guess I won, the Iron Giant says. Or something like that. That's the book I read. Maybe it's not the original. Maybe it's just some other Iron Giant book. It's a bit different. Have you seen The Wild Robot? I haven't seen The Wild Robot, but I did see it in a thumbnail recently. And I saw that it was made by DreamWorks, and I was like, what? That must be new. Are there any bad animated movies starring robots? Because for some reason I think they are mostly solid. Bad animated movies starring robots. Bad? The worst one I can think of is Astro Boy. The CG one that came out in like the 2000s. But that wasn't bad, it was just mid. Dunno. Oh, Big Hero 6. I still don't think it's bad, I think it's just overrated. It's not particularly great. I suppose I could give this horns or something. I don't know. I need to just like look for reference imagery and ideas. That's kind of not very interesting to watch. Ugh. Get rid of that. I'm gonna get rid of this bit. I want to see what this looks like. If it's just one solid bit. Probably look a lot better. He's chomping down on it. I'm happy with the hands, I'm happy with the skull. Definitely happy with the spine trail. Yeah, it took ages. This bit... I'm not sure about the nubby bits, but I like the forearm bones being the stand. It looks a bit Cthulhu-esque. Get rid of that. But I don't know what to do about the top, really. Not sure if it needs horns. Goodbye, Clayton. Thanks for coming. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a pioneer. It's like my first actual proper stream. I'm surprised about how many people are still here. You're still here! It's still around like 20 viewers on average. That's nuts. That's nuts to me. Thanks for the review. You're welcome. I don't think he's here anymore, but you're welcome. Do you think Disney will sink so low that they start making Pixar live-action movies? Yes. It's only a question of which one do they do first. Sorry, I'm taking a drink. That probably didn't sound great. But it's important to stay hydrated. I'm gonna guess that the first one they do will be Toy Story. Because that makes the most sense. The first Pixar film being the first one. But it could be The Incredibles. Because that's arguably like the biggest fan favorite of them all. And it's probably their best one. Probably their best film. Kind of tough to answer that. You can see them trying WALL-E. Yeah. I don't believe for a second that they're gonna stop making them. That's not happening. I reckon Lilo and Stitch is gonna make a lot of money. It probably won't make up for the Snow White disaster, but it will be definitely a big profit. And then that will just entice them to keep doing it. Plus, like I said, they must have like a bunch like in the back burner that they're slowly working on. Like in the background. In the studio, because that's how the industry works. When you're at the top, you start making a lot of projects ahead of time. You can keep that nice sludge pipe flowing. They wouldn't do The Incredibles. They would do The Incredibles, and they would change it. They would pick out the stuff they don't like. So it would be The Incredibles in name, and you'd have the same characters in live action. Best case scenario is that, I mean, you can just ignore them. That's what I do. Ignore the remakes. Don't spend money watching them. What worries me more is that they start editing the originals, because everything is kind of moved off to streaming and digital work. Because there's basically, if you look at the original Star Wars movies and how many times they've been edited, it's like you can't really find the original Star Wars film, really, unless you happen to have like a hard copy. And those are getting rarer as time goes on. And that's kind of what worries me more, is kind of like the loss of original stuff. Things get edited and changed and censored, and I don't like where that road goes, personally. Okay, do I want to stop here? How long have we even been going for? An hour and a half? What do I want to do? I had no plan. Disney would make an original trilogy and gender swap Luke and Leia. Maybe. There's been... I don't... because I watch a lot of streaming podcasts, and there's been talks that they'll eventually remake the original trilogy, and that makes sense to me. As like a last-ditch attempt to revive Star Wars. Should I... What would you guys rather me do for a visual? Because I could keep on going... I don't know how long I was going to go for. Maybe 2 hours. So I could draw something on... I could draw a battle map on a Foundry. Or I could play a game. Or I could just sit here and chat. It's up to you guys. Whoever's still around. Alright, well, that's one answer. Yeah, we can do that. Just to mix things up. This is the thing, when I work on something like this, I usually take breaks. So I don't know how well this is gonna work as like a live stream. Because when I run out of inspiration, I stop and I come back to it another day. I'm quite happy with this so far. I'm not sure about this nonsense going up here with the collarbone. But, yeah, we can mix things up. Let me see if I can just, I can also show you what I've made already. This is the one from the other video I made about me bitching about YouTube being unfair. Let's see how easy it is just to swap tabs. I'm learning how to stream as I stream. Oh, okay, that worked. Cool. So this is just a generic map. It's a desert map. Tell you what. Let me double check. I might want to hide some stuff. No, there's nothing. Okay, I'm being paranoid. Let's do... Would you guys rather me make a exterior or an interior map? Alright, thanks for checking in, Jay. This is kind of like the boring part of the stream. So you're leaving it a good time. This is interior, this is exterior. And there is a way to flip it around. But I don't remember how to do it. Wendy and Peter Pan. Oh yeah, they did make that, didn't they? I watched that in parts. I couldn't sit through the whole thing. Alright, let's make a let's make something outside. What would be a good idea? There we go. So it's not the best drawing on Foundry. Like, there's some quirks to it. Like, you can't do dots, for one thing. And that's the closest I can get to making a dot. If you really need to make something really quick, it's quite useful. Am I doing these for a campaign? Maybe. I may or may not be working on something. Mufasa had a 200 million budget with a 722 million box office. Yes, but consider this. What did the first remake make? I don't remember what the budget was, but it was like definitely over. It was like, wasn't it like 1.7, 1.6 billion? So take that as a sign that the sequel to that probably should have made around that much, if not more. Because that's how successful movies work, right? If people like the first one, the second one tends to make more money. That's usually how trilogies work. But the fact that it made like nearly $1 billion less, despite making a big profit, that's a sign that like people are kind of getting fed up. But there are a lot of normies, unfortunately. I actually don't know much about the numbers behind box office and production. Oh, you know what'd be a good idea for a map? I haven't done yet. Let's just do like a Call of Duty map where you have like a bunch of broken buildings. Why isn't this working? You can do like we use the grid. This is the problem with doing on Foundry. So this isn't intended for D&D exactly. Imagine D&D, but there are a lot more guns involved. And the thing about having guns involved is that terrain and cover is way more important. So we want to make a map where there's plenty of cover to be had with the players and the enemies. Otherwise, the combats are very short. Let's just have a broken pillar here, because why not? We'll do the outline of everything first and then do the details. There's also a way to do levels in Foundry, so I don't remember how to do it exactly. But you can do like elevation. I think you can do it with tiles. I'm actually being kind of lazy here, just doing it like line art, but this game's supposed to be more theatre of the mind anyway, and this is just meant to foreground layer, there we go. I don't know if that takes into account what I'm drawing, I don't think so. But there is a way to do it, I just don't remember how to do it right now. This would be cool if we did some steps. Imagine a person takes up 1 square. That's how big they are. So this could have been like an office building. Maybe. This is just to visualize that it's higher. The only thing we need to distinguish is that what gives cover and what doesn't. What I like to do here is do like a bit of cross-hatching. To be like, that is actually a wall that you're looking at there. You can use it to hide behind. But here is this just drop off, so there's nothing here protecting you. Looks a bit crap, but you can touch up later. Anyway, hoping to get into your first D&D session soon. I hope you do. I've missed playing it. I haven't played it for a long time. Like I said, back in the day, this was going to be a D&D channel. Let's just have like one basically intact building. The good thing is, because these are ruins, it's fine if they're all wibbly wobbly when you draw them. Just have a sticky outy bit here. Would you count the 94 Jungle Book, 101 Dalmatians, and 102 Dalmatians in with those other Lars? Live action remake, I'm guessing. No. I mean, technically, yes, they are, but no. I don't think they realized what a huge money pit it was until... well, until they started running out of ideas, I guess. Used to play a lot of tabletop as a teen. Raka Och Demona. That definitely sounds Swedish to me. Interesting. I remember hearing somewhere that movies only need to double their budget for it to be considered a success. Yeah, because marketing is also a thing, and they tend not to reveal those numbers. So, probably at least 3 times their budget would be considered worth the time and effort. Should there be something in here, or should it just be an empty building? Maybe it had some stairs that lead to nowhere now. Because they're broken. I kind of want it to be all clustered in the middle. This is like maybe just the remains of a town. This place is kind of just a big old post-apocalyptic wasteland. A space you could squeeze through there. Maybe a little shooty hole. Another advantage doing this is, say an explosion goes off here because of a spell or something, or like a grenade. I can just be like, oh well, because it's all line art and it's really easy to draw, bang, it's gone. I can just make like little updates, like, now it's all debris. It's rubble. As the battle happens. That's one advantage of doing this. Surprising to hear looking at your channel now. Yeah, well, that's how things go sometimes. The D&D stuff wasn't working, so I changed what I was doing. I changed tactics. Basically everything was an experiment for me. I was really into D&D at the time, and I still sort of am. But people just, they like the animated review stuff a lot more, I guess. We could say that this is like a dirt road, maybe. I'm not sure how to visualize that, maybe I'll just leave it blank for now. Let's just have a solid wall here, just on its own. Playing D&D with people you know well is either awesome or terrible. Yes. Yes, it is. Don't get me wrong, I enjoy analyzing films. It just, like, if I want to do it well, it takes a long time for me. Because I have to think about... Writing the script is honestly the hardest part. I'm not going to name any names, but I see a lot of, like, lazy content. You know? Or maybe not lazy, but like people miss stuff a lot in films unless they pay close attention and think about it for a long time. I want a really long building here. Let's just have some rocks, just some generic rocks. Well, it's definitely not one of the best review channels. I would have more reviews in it to, I think, to qualify. I appreciate the sentiment. On the other side of the spectrum, there are some review channels where I'm like, how the hell do you produce this much good stuff in like a timely manner? It's like, how the hell am I going to do that? How am I supposed to compete? These don't line up to the grid, but whatever. This is like a big building that goes nowhere. You can tell I'm really getting into this now because I'm not talking as much. Level 1 Rock did a review on Treasure Planet that I thought was really good. Level 1 Rock? I haven't heard of that one. I'm gonna do a Treasure Planet video eventually, but a bunch came out kind of like within a year, I noticed. Which is kind of nuts. I feel like, I know it sounds silly, but maybe some time needs to pass when bigger channels do stuff that I want to do. Gonna have some steps that survived here on the side. You want to get really clever, use the background foreground layer, and you have the foreground on top, and you draw it like a roof, and then when the players go inside you click on it and hit disappear, like transparent, and then they can see this instead. I won't bother with it because I need to remember how to do that. Yeah, don't like that. We'll just do the crosshatch. Maybe I'm alone on this, but the worst remakes are the ones like Cruella and Maleficent where they try making villains sympathetic. Cruella was a dumb idea. Maleficent is a less dumb idea. I see the logic behind it. Cruella had no logic behind it. It's strange to try to make a character that wants to do what she wants to do sympathetic, when what she wants to do, her passion and inspiration, is to skin puppies. Whereas Maleficent, she's kind of just a bitch because she likes, and she's just a bitch in the original, which is fine. I really enjoy Maleficent. She is a good bitch. But like, there's wriggle room for other stuff there, if that makes sense. At the end of the day, they are just spin-offs. Just like how most Disney films are a spin-off of something that came before, like a book, usually. Or a fairy tale. You guys are just looking at budget and box office. That's bullshit. Are you still here? What are you doing? Don't you have like a job? I was gonna say, don't you have a job? I guess it's pretty late now. Most people are home. I just realized how like insulting that is to all my other viewers. What you're making here? This is for D&D. I'll show you what I was making if you're still here. Oh yeah, you are still here. Hello. I'll show you what I was doing before. Oh. That's not right. There we go. I'm a professional. Some updated artwork. So instead of me using a crappy PNG of a TV screen, I'll have my own stuff. It was long overdue. At the end of Corella, Pongo and Fruto siblings? Really? Don't remember that. Is the key in your name meant to reference key lime? No. But that would be funny. And that would make sense. The green gave me those vibes. No, the name is key because... Okay, so the Lich part was because this was supposed to be a D&D channel, you already know that. But, my username was key for a long time, like ever since like the PS3 days of playing online, like Call of Duty. I don't know if I want to tell you the whole story because it's really cringe. How personal do I want to get? Basically, I was a fan of a certain game series when I was a kid for a long time. And then I kind of grew up and realized how, like, corny and terrible it was. To be fair, the early Kingdom Hearts games are still quite good to fun, to play, at least. But, my PS3 account was, it was something like Keyblade Master or something like that. It was terrible. And I don't remember the... Yeah. I probably shouldn't have said that. I feel all embarrassed now. I also feel a bit, intimidated because That's Bullshit is in the chat. Even if you're only checking in for like a second. But yeah, that's the reason. And then I built up like a big friend group over time. On PS3 chat, and then we moved on to Skype and then Discord, and then we just never kind of lost contact, and everyone just kept calling me Key. So I made my name Key on everything. Shoppy time, thanks for the dono. I'll read that in a second. So, Key the Lich that's my name. Now, Key is basically my name, and I'm a Lich that talks about D&D stuff. Now you know the story. In case anyone hasn't said it yet, your videos are right up there with the best. Emblem comes to mind for sure. Nim vid was sick. Thank you very much. I was happy with the Nim video for the most part. in terms of like editing and the script and stuff. Whether or not it picks up any traction, I don't know. I think its chances have kind of dwindled. It just seems to have died on the algorithm. But it is only like a few weeks old, both parts, so, you know. Let's have a big boulder here. But that won't stop me from making more. I'm just gonna... kind of right... The reason why I'm doing this right now, working on D&D stuff, is to take a break. But I've got ideas. One of them is kind of time sensitive as well, so I will start soon on the next one. Again, look, the Fox and the Hound video was... I think you guys like the film a lot, so you like my video a lot. There, I said it. If I could do it again, there would be a lot of things I would add, and definitely a lot of things I would change about the editing. But to be fair, I'm using Vegas Pro now, and I wasn't back then. I was using some sort of like free software I just downloaded. It wasn't the best. Let's have a really tall, twisty tower here. It's not very wide, but it can be very tall. It starts here. Thinking. Maybe not that far. There we go. Kingdom Hearts 1, 2 and Chain of Memories still hold up. I never got into Chain of Memories. I tried a few times to play it, I just didn't like the combat system. Which is a shame, because I actually really like the story in it, funnily enough. It's interesting. And it's kind of, it's a bit darker than the other... Like even the first game. I think. The stakes are also kind of a lot lower. And they don't explain what the organization really is. They kind of leave that for the second game. So they're quite good foils. They're interesting. Broken stairs here. Yeah, I didn't like the combat system. It was slow and clunky. Just checking to see if I didn't miss another super chat. No. New TV screen asset implies we're not giving up. We're not giving up, no. We're taking a breather. It feels like I've just been punched in the face, but that's fine. I'll tell you, okay, to stop sounding like such a doomer, I'll tell you one silver lining that came out of this. And it's going to sound corny, but I'm going to say it anyway. The fan support has been immense. Like, huge positive reception. I'm not just talking about people sending me money occasionally. But that was noted. That was really cool. But just, kind of like people commenting on my posts that I was making. You guys turning up for this live stream. This is my best live stream so far. In terms of just viewership, that sort of thing. So like, even if YouTube doesn't have my back, at least real people that enjoy my stuff do. And that kind of just reminded me how many people I actually have that have my back. So like that is a big boost in like both, okay, a big boost in ego, but also like confidence, I guess is the word. Especially because some of those people that were making comments have pretty big YouTube channels themselves. Which is still kind of, what's another word? What's a synonym for unreal? My brain's falling out my ears. What's the bootleg Pinocchio film? Are you talking about the, the one where he sounds like a fruit? That was definitely put on. That was like released at the same time. I should watch that. I might watch that tonight. I never did. I just watched clips. He wants to see the world I see. Let's have some rocks up here. This is kind of like the annoying thing about drawing on Foundry. You can't really do rubble very easily because, look, it won't let me. I want to do small rock. I have to kind of like do it like this. There's probably a better way of doing it. These are very weak stairs that someone could use to get up here to get a huge height advantage. But, because it's so high off the ground, you better hope it holds your weight and that all the bullets and stuff flying at you don't start breaking it down. Cause ooh, if you fall from there, that's like what? We say this is 5 feet. But 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. 30 feet off the ground. That's a big fall. Pinocchio and the Emperor of the Night. Would that be... I think I saw a YouTube clip of that film. Because I watch clips from stuff all the time. I watch a lot of Breaking Bad clips just because. They keep recommending it to me, so I keep watching them. But, that wouldn't be the Pinocchio film. That's like a really obscure old animated one. Where like, it's not a sequel to the original Disney film, but it takes place after that, like in the timeline. And doesn't he get reverted back into a puppet because he joins like a circus? And there's like a creepy girl doll that lures him in. Like a girl puppet. The Russian one? I know there's a lot of Pinocchio films. There's a lot. What else do I want? What's missing? Draw some more rocks, I guess. I don't want too much, like, cover and terrain. There should just be some, like, flat open spaces. We can do some, like, trees. Some, like, dead trees. I forget how to do trees. How do tree? Tell me how do tree. I mean, they're dead trees anyway, so they don't need to look nice, but... How do tree? Just got some trees. I can have like a big tree here. See if I wanted to. Ah! Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I don't know how I did that. Well, it's gone. It serves me for sticking to one line the whole thing. Trying to be lazy. I was just about to make a comment on, like, if I wanted to and be lazy, I could quickly draw something up. If, like, the players stumble, like, across an alleyway, and I didn't prepare a fight there, but they get into a fight with an NPC. I'm like, oh crap, well, the NPCs can defend themselves, so let's quickly make an alleyway. And I'm like, alright, give me 2 minutes, and I quickly sketch something up, like something really simple. I don't know what happened to that tree. I guess that'll do. Have you ever played any of the XCOM games? No, but I want to. I keep hearing good things about them. I have a lot of games I want to play, and not a whole lot of time to play them. Let's have like a simple tree here. How well can I draw a cactus? Not very well. It needs to be a bigger cactus. Okay. With no cactus. What you can do is you can just like grab it. I'm not sure if you can combine it. You can always just shrink it down like that. Oh no. There we go. XCOM for PS1 was my jam. Are they that old, really? Wow. What do you think? Why in West, especially animation, is being treated as second-class entertainment? 'Cause, 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 ' Yeah, it's a good question. With a lot of answers. The one I kind of think is the biggest one is the turn of the century from 90s to 2000s. A lot changed for animation tech-wise. It was like the boom of not only 3D, but for Disney being the top dog, they got a lot of like rivals, kind of like close to each other. Don Bluth was kind of like more 80s, so a bit further ahead down the timeline. But DreamWorks came about at the end of the 90s, mid 90s, give or take. So Disney's kind of like fishing for any like edge they can gain. And of course, because 3D is the new thing, they're racing to try and like copy what DreamWorks are doing. Which is why like Chicken Little, that film, it feels like a DreamWorks movie more than a Disney film. Because like the humor and stuff. And Pixar was doing gangbusters. So, because Disney is still the #1 dog as far as animation goes in the West, basically everything they do influences everything else. And if Disney decides that 2D is old hat and 3D is the new thing, then obviously that's going to have a ripple effect on everything. Especially because DreamWorks is doing so well at the same time. So now they're becoming like close to Disney, and they're doing a lot of 3D stuff. You'll notice that their 2D period didn't last very long. They made like 4 films that were 2D. So that's kind of like my answer. And it's just never recovered since then. Which is that experimental transition period was, it took a massive toll on how people view animation. Same thing about why people have the stigma that animation is only for children. The exact same reason is because Disney started focusing on kids' content, and because they're by far the biggest studio, anything they do kind of influences everything else, and sometimes reputation is hard to get rid of. I don't know why I said sometimes, it's always hard to get rid of. I have like a double tree here. I saw some super chats out the corner of my eyeball. I'll read those in a second. I spy, with my little lich eyes, something that begins with M. Money. This is the content of the humor when I don't have time to prepare it. I'm sorry. Let's have a tree growing inside a house. A small tree. Yeah, that's a good question to ask, and that's a big topic that I might do a video on one day. But you can, I mean, people have made videos like that, covering that sort of topic for ages. You could definitely get a good answer without me. YouTube's like a gold mine for that sort of thing. Oh, that was from you. And that's a lot of numbers. Alright, I'll read these in your voice. Never give up, never surrender. Oh, I won't do that, I'm sorry. Never give up, never surrender. Do what you gotta do to come back better, and I hope your channel sees the success it deserves. If you want to add up on Discord to sort out Vegas stuff and figure out copyright avoidance tips, let me know. I may just take you up on that offer. I think I've kind of learned my lesson. Something that I never considered doing before now, because I was doing Disney stuff and nothing else. Until The Secret of NIMH. Was Disney seems to be pretty chill when it comes to copyright, but not everyone else is like that. So what I'm going to do from now on is when I make a movie, say, let's say I do The Iron Giant next. That's Warner Brothers, so I'm going to look up, alright, how bullshit is Warner Brothers with their copyright? And what I could also do is look up other videos on YouTube that do the same kind of thing and be like, so who's giving who flack? And I'd look up like the longest review on the Iron Giant, because I think long content just gets targeted more for copyright. And I'd be like, how did they have any problems? Let me do some digging. And I just be very careful, and I'll adjust with more filters if I have to. Alt Immortal Moth. Tough act to follow, but here's something from me, keep doing what you're doing. I plan to. I just don't know how quickly I'll do it. I've got ideas for big videos, I've got ideas for small videos. I might have to do small videos for a while, just to kind of like get my head in the game. But I think the big videos are what I enjoy the most, so they'll stop. They won't stop coming. And they won't stop coming, and they won't stop coming. Did you ever answer my other question? Which Disney law was the best one, not counting the Glenn Close movies? The best Disney live action remake. Did I not answer that? I haven't watched them all. So, yeah, that's the song I used. So yeah, I'm not sure if I can answer that, but the best one that I've seen... I don't know. The one I enjoy the most might be the Dalmatians one, funnily enough. Both the first and the second one. They're goofball films, but they're entertaining. And like actually quite a lot of effort went into them, so like set-wise and training the dogs to do things. That sort of thing I appreciate. There must be a better answer than that. There probably is one I've seen that actually is the best, but I can't think. My brain no work. About Disney, from what I've seen, they do take down requests of reviews. There's one review channel I watch that gets a claim for every single Disney review he does. Really? Who? Can you name them? Iron Giant is a great choice for a project. I know. That's why I'll do it one day. I don't know how reviewed it is already on YouTube. Probably quite well reviewed. Let's have some shrubbery. These are shrubs. And you know what? To save time, We're gonna have like clusters of shrubs. No, I'm just gonna copy and paste. Then we just grab all of these. Can we rotate it? I don't think we can. Ugh, it sucks so bad. Get rid of that. That's alright. Oh. No, I had it and I lost it. Yeah. Whatever. Ah, we can just do this. Big brain. You don't have to copy all of them, just some of them. Get rid of the little bits. If you do this enough, they stop looking like they've been copied and pasted. People won't realize you're really lazy. See this? I could call that a map. That's enough. There's enough to interact with here, there's enough cover. Got some variety. Got some weak walls that will be broken down very easily, but they could provide you a few hits of protection. Got some trees that could burn if there's any fire going on. They're a bit more sturdy than the walls. Got these big rocks that are really sturdy and you could stand on them. And you got some... maybe a bit of history as well. People could find stuff around here, like maybe some dead bodies with like extra ammo on them. But this is just a little village town ruin. It could be important to a story, it could just be on the way to somewhere. Oh yeah, I want to see, did you answer? I want to know who that was. Bro just likes the accents and Dalmatians. No. I just like Hugh Laurie. Bob Show? Is that how you say it? I'll look up his stuff after the stream. Yes, watch The Iron Giant. It's a good one. Superman meets Rocky. Wait. No, that's Hercules. Superman meets 1950s World War III paranoia. Cold War. I don't know. He says Superman at the end. Second time the stream YouTube has gone, oh snap. So you do see that then, it's not just me. Also, why is my chat not there? I know why, because I'm a big dumbus. What is going on? God, why do I suck so much at streaming? It's because you never do it, Key. That's true, I guess I don't. I don't know. I don't know why the stream's being poopy. I do have a lot of browsers up right now, a lot of tabs open, maybe that's why. Maybe it's just my RAM usage, I don't know. Is this for Pathfinder or D&D? Do I want to give it away? Because I mentioned I was on a secret side project, this is kind of it. So I guess it's not a secret anymore. I'll tell you, it's neither, actually. Well, technically it's D&D 5e, but I'm running a post-apocalyptic game where this is a D&D world, but it's set in a far future, where technology progressed to like World War I era, like 1920s. And then there was a huge collapse. But it's kind of like inspired by Fallout and Bioshock. So it's kind of like a diesel punk apocalypse. And I was like, well, D&D 5e doesn't really give me much to work on without me doing a lot of work myself. Because I want like energy guns, but also like World War I weaponry, like mortars and like Lugers and that sort of thing. So I was like, So I looked around. I looked at Shadowrun, I looked at Pathfinder. Pathfinder was an option, and Starfinder as well, but those systems are very concrete in their design. Like, you can't monkey with them too much. Like, there's loot tables that you have to follow, otherwise the players are underpowered and that sort of thing. I was like, well, that's no good, because I like monkeying with stuff. So I looked further, and I remembered that my friend ran a game for me. It's the Star Wars 5e version of D&D 5e that someone made, a bunch of like normal people made, that you can find online for free. It's just called Star Wars 5e. It's D&D 5e, but in my opinion a lot better designed and it has a lot more to chew on, like player optimization stuff. And that was perfect because it has basically everything I need in it. It has kinetic weapons that shoot bullets, but also has energy guns and energy weapons. And I can just reflavor a lot of stuff to fit my world. Like lightsabers aren't a thing, because that's way too sci-fi, fantasy. But energy swords do. They need like an energy pack for. Let's add some cracks, I guess. So that's the system I'm using, and I've made a few additions myself. Shadowrun's really cool. It is really cool aesthetically, but I've heard a lot of things about the actual game itself. About how like annoying it is to run as a DM. Also, if I have to learn a new system, that takes time as well. I could be spending making content. So, and I don't just mean for D&D preparation, I mean for like my own stuff as well, like the actual stuff I'm supposed to be doing, like reviews. But you should check out, if anyone here plays D&D, check out the Star Wars version. Best thing about it is it's basically completely transferable with regular 5e, so you can kind of like pick and mix what you want from both. And because my world is set in a old apocalyptic D&D world, There's a bunch of new tech, like robots running around. But there's also some remnants of the old world, like maybe you could run into a Hydra. It's just a Hydra from D&D. But it managed to survive and not go not go extinct. Yeah, it's very Fallout. It's like Fallout meets Dune meets Bioshock meets Indiana Jones meets classic D&D and like a little bit of Mad Max thrown in, because why not? Guess I'm done. Alright, that's the map. How long have we been going for? Nearly 3 hours. Is anyone here who's still here from the beginning? Because if you are the biggest Chad. Thanks to all the people that donate. What else can I say? Was there anything I was meaning to say that I haven't already, I can think of? This is technically supposed to be a channel update. I'm hoping I can get out a proper video, the next review, before summer ends. That's my goal. We'll see if I can stick to that. I expect it to be around half an hour, maybe 40 minutes at most. A bit shorter, and a bit different because it's actually technically reviewing 2 films at the same time. We'll see how well that works. And if it sounds like I'm wrapping things up here, it's because I am. This, what I'm working on right now, you might see a little bit sooner. I thought about starting memberships for this sort of like side stuff, but I don't want to do that. I don't think I'll use memberships. I think I'll just stick to Patreon. Oh, that's another thing. I might start adding videos ahead of time on there first. For supporters, to actually like reward them a little bit. It won't be more than like a week or 2, but that's something I think I'll do as like a thank you. Because right now there's basically no perks. You get like a special Discord server role, that's it. I feel like I could do better than that. Wood chopping ASMR videos on my channel. Yep, go to Choppy Time for wood chopping. I remember your name from somewhere. You've been in one of my streams before, haven't you? I don't know if you're a gag account or if you actually are passionate about wood chopping, but I hope you do well in your channel. You're going places, kid. Is there anything else I can say? I don't know how often I'll stream. I'll say that much, because I do think it doesn't actually help the channel much at all. People have been very nice and have offered donations, so that's one reason to do it, I guess. But I don't expect people to donate to me if I'm not making actual content, because I wouldn't donate to me if I wasn't making actual content. And I don't think that's a good reason to stream in the first place anyway. I'm starting to sound like DSP. But, who knows, maybe. Maybe I'll do like an update live stream every now and again. Maybe that won't hurt the channel too much. That's kind of like a tinfoil hat conspiracy that live streams don't actually help you out. It could just all be in my head, I don't know. Yeah, I have a Patreon. Is there anything else I can do? If for whatever reason you haven't watched my animated reviews yet, but you're watching now, go do that, I guess. I don't know why you'd be here if you didn't, but there you go. That's my plug. All right, nearly 3 hours. I think that's all right for a stream. This was my best one so far in terms of like engagement. It's pretty nuts. I don't have an outro. Also, I didn't do my intro. I didn't say greetings, mortals. Good night, mortals, I guess. Oh, hey, Josh. You just joined last minute. Nice one. You were part of the live stream. Congrats. Alright. Alright, I'm gonna switch this off before I do something really embarrassing. Alright, goodbye. I'm done. I update soon, I guess. Or video soon. You might see this soon. But until then, adios.